In this our centennial year, the Rotary Club of Windsor 1918 is pleased to welcome 19 past club presidents, each with a story to tell. Starting with Lou Valente.
There are 27 past presidents of the Rotary Club of Windsor 1918 who are still with us today. Before the 18 that are here today introduce themselves, let me tell you the nine that are unable to be here today. First of all, we have Murray Elder, president from 1982 to 1983, and past district governor 1987 to 1988. He sends his regrets. Age and poor health keep him from being present with us today. Then we have Ray Fletcher, 1989 to 1990. He's still unable to attend due to health issues that keep him homebound. Harry Fowler, 1996 to 1997, sends his regrets from Florida, where it's nice and warm. He remembers lots of great meetings during his year as president. Paul Casano, 1999 to 2000, sends his regrets from Florida as well. As a brand new member, he remembers a really fun cocktail party preceding his first presidential party for outgoing President Hugh Geddes. Connie Martin, 2001-2002, she sends her regrets from Grenada. How could you ever forget the year when you were the first female president? Voted from Connie. Terry Finn, 2002-2003, sends regrets from his business in Kingston. He's hoping to see us all again at the Centennial Gala. Scott Elliott, 2003-2004, sends his regrets from the Bank of Montreal and Waterloo. Scott also plans to be here for our Centennial Gala. Garcia, 2004-2005, sends regrets from Cuba. She's had an exciting year during Rotary International Centennial, including dealing with the protocol necessary for the royal visit of Prince Michael of Kent. You might remember that in her year. Rick Heron, past president 2010-2011, and presently our district governor. Rick had a scheduling conflict as he scheduled a visit to the Rotary Club of Canton, Michigan, before the day was set for today's club's presidential meeting. In his year, he established a successful series of speakers on the future of the automobile. And myself, Lou Valente, president 2016-2017, I will remember my year as president by the 20-plus random acts of kindness that selected Rotarians from our club performed throughout my Rotary year. That's it.
Good afternoon, Mike Drake, president 2015 to 2016. I remember my year as the start of the Young Rotary Leaders Committee and the Walter P. Wilms New Leader Award. We had hopefully entertaining Rotary factoids and a top 10 list at our weekly meetings. We had 22,000 recorded hours of service among 130 club members with a monthly fellowship event each month. And I remember our theme, Be a Gift to the World.
I was president 2014 to 2015, and at the beginning we were looking for some way to recognize the polio challenge and the polio coming up. I had no idea how to do that, so I turned to Professor Nick and superstar organizer Maureen and a committee, and they said, in conjunction with one other person coming on the committee, and there were others, that we could put something together if we have 3 ingredients. And the 3 ingredients we needed were beer, good food, a great location, which turned out to be the Walkerville Brewery, and great fellowship. And so I'm very thankful for that committee, the idea, and you saw that it has continued for the ensuing 3 years after that. And one thing you didn't know, because I said we should say something that you wouldn't have known, when Maureen and Nick came up with that idea of a name for Pig Out for Polio, I didn't have the nerve to tell them I didn't like the name at all.
Thank you, Don. I was president during the 2013-2014 year, and it was my pleasure to initiate the community donations program. It allowed us to reconnect our club with many community programs and partners and enable them to provide service to the community on our behalf. So I was very proud of being able to do that, and very pleased that our club has continued to do this ever since then, and I think it has reestablished us as a focal community club that organizations can come to. So thank you all, and thank you for continuing to support that.
On our cal 2011-12. I'm not sure what went on during my year.
I can't remember.
Can't remember. Maybe somebody can help me.
Ghana.
5 words come to mind. Fun. Some of my colleagues down here, past presidents, said, "Ron, have fun when you're president," and I did. A couple other words. Old dog, new tricks. I never thought a 70-year-old could learn PowerPoint presentations, but Rick, Karen, and 3 of my granddaughters helped me. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ron. Bill MacArthur, President 2009-2010. I assumed the presidency when we were in the depth of the recession, after the financial meltdown and whatnot. And the thing I said at that time was, I believe that the president serves the club, and I referred to it as your year as opposed to my year as president. And you came through. When we had that disastrous earthquake in Haiti, your club, your foundation, and your community raised more than $20,000 to put towards shelter boxes. And given the conditions in Haiti, I wouldn't be surprised if they're still being used today.
Romeo Girardi, and I had the privilege of serving as club president in 2008 and 2009. The most memorable events of the many that occurred that year was being able to represent you and the club during the presentation of our first installment checks towards our commitment to the John McGivney Center and to Maryvale. We were also recognized that year at District Conference for attracting the most number of new members. I encourage each of you to serve as a director on the club board, and if approached, to participate in the rotation that will lead you to become club president. Do it. You'll be rewarded for your participation through personal growth and enjoy a truly awesome experience. I did. Thank you.
Hi, Sherry Cunningham. I was president in 2007, 2008. The year prior to that, I was the chair of our foundation, the Rotary Windsor Club Foundation, and I stepped away from that role so that I wouldn't be in a conflict of interest being in both jobs at the same time. When I began my year, we realized that there was no one to take on the chair of Art in the Park. And after talking and talking, there was still no one who wanted to do that job. So for 2008, I was the president and the chair of Art in the Park. I don't think anybody else can claim that workload. The next 4 years as I chaired Art in the Park, I brought together a fantastic group of people in the club. We created a strategic plan and we refreshed Art in the Park. It's so important to our club that we make good revenue because this is what funds the basic things that we do for our community here and internationally. So thank you. It was a tremendous experience. I loved every minute of it. And luckily, we're a big club and you don't have to do a repeat as chair. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Maureen. I'm president from 2006-2007. I was part of a triumvirate, if you will, 3 presidents, 2 before me and myself, that launched a vision plan. And in that vision plan, the accumulation of that was that we had decided we're going to work with the foundation and give some money to some wonderful charities, those being John McGivney Center in Maryvale, $1.5 million. So, as my current role as Centennial Chair, we're now giving away a whole bunch of money once again to some wonderful legacy projects. So I think I'm going to be known as the president who likes to spend money.
Okay, here we go. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. I want to first speak about Bev Sear, who's not here, very briefly, because she preceded me in 2004, 2005, and we lovingly referred to Bev as our Centennial President, Bev Sear, and we still do. That was a marvelous year, and she was part of that triumvirate, part of that group that helped embody what we did, you know, in the years previously. But the one thing I wanted to just highlight, because Bev's not here, is 2 weeks ago we found this. Our Rotary Centennial flag. It had gone missing for years. It was found in a box as a result of all of our work getting ready for, you know, this centennial year. So I'm going to send it to my favorite dry cleaner there in the back of the room. That's not a conflict because I'm giving him some work and because there's some stains on it. But we found the flag and we're going to fly it up here on our dais in the meetings to come. So let's hear it for the Rotary flag. All right, and Bev's here. Very briefly, I followed Bev for 2005-2006, the second half of the centennial year. And my theme was about bringing people together, bringing Rotarians together to work together. And I used and emphasized a lot of team culture from various sports and so on. And I'm just going to leave you with one of my favorite quotes from that year and beyond. UCLA great basketball coach John Wooden, who said, and I live by this daily, make every day your masterpiece. Isn't that beautiful? Make every day your masterpiece. God bless all of you. It's a privilege to be a fellow Rotarian with all of you.
Hi, I'm Gary Wintermute. I was president from 2000 to 2001. Having had the privilege of chairing the board of Willestead Manor, Inc., I know just how truly important the contributions that this club makes to Willestead are. Now, some of you new Rotarians may not understand or recognize the name John McGivney. You hear the John McGivney Center. John was one of the more beloved presidents of this club. He was, for anybody, a hard act to follow. But some of us did. We observed his principle, the McGivney principle. That is, that this club is so well organized that no one president in his or her term can destroy the club. I want you to know that Sorrel worked hard to prove that wasn't true. Thanks very much.
Hello everyone, Steve Payne. I was president from 1998 to 1999. I had the privilege of ex-directors of education being a president of this club. Clement White, Claire McLeod, Walter Wilms, and I followed Walter Wilms. You might not remember that I followed Walter Wilms as director of education for the board, but today Walter follows me. The one thing that I do remember about the year 98-99 is when we were planning the safety village, and we were doing a lot of work. And not so much in my year, but the following year in the 2000, thanks to the hard work of Charles Clark, that is the year that we got our registered charitable number for the safety village, which allowed us to move on from that point. And of course, the safety village is thriving today. Thank you.
Walter Wilms, president in 1997-98, and for good behavior was president for half a year in 2013. As Steve has mentioned, he followed me as director of education and followed me as president of this club. Steve was happy to do so because he knew that whatever he would do or whatever he would not do, he would look good following me. I am proud that of my 1997-98 board, 7 members continued on to be presidents of this club, all determined that they would do it right. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Charlie Clark. I was president from 1995 to 1996, and I was blessed because I had mentors to the right of me like Bill McRae and Norm Wheeler, and I had friends to the left, Harry Fowler, who was still golfing at that time, and Walter Wilms, who kept me in line as a director of education. And I remember Fred Sorrell at the PETS conference saying, "It's your year, try anything." And I remembered the words of Eli Golden, money isn't to be accumulated, it's to be spent and then raised again. And I thought we did a very good job in my year of spending money. But I also would mention that I had excellent help in the office. We had Sandra Popatello and subsequently Pam Brajak who helped. And one memorable evening was the award that Godfrey Bishia received from Rotary International for his work in Ghana. And that was an outstanding evening, husbands and wives. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Bill McRae, 1994-95. President, or as I used to whisper out in the audience, President Banal. I remember setting up the dinner celebrating 75 years of Rotary, getting a donated Chrysler van for my Alzheimer committee, sponsoring the First Lady in Rotary here, working and admiring the most capable past presidents in the Rotary world, and then watching in awe the continuing series of astonishingly capable Rotary presidents here.
I'm Don Snyder. I became president on July 1st, 1991. It was the year that Sandra Pupatella came to work for Rotary. She became our executive director through our 75th anniversary in 1993. And later, she was elected as a member of the provincial government. Who knew the Rotary office could be a step towards a seat at Queen's Park? If Brenda ever considers a career change, the path is ready for you.
I'm Fred Sorrell, and I was president of our club in 1990, and then the fun started. I was pleased that we had a fun year. We're still having one, and I'm very happy to wholeheartedly become involved in the clubs at that time and projects for that year. I became district governor in 1994, and that was a real expecting moment for me. I'm still in the Fred Sorrell business, and I'm hoping to have an opportunity to do the good things that other people do as fast as I can to get out of this building.
Well, I'm the end of the line. I'm Lex McCrindle. I was president 1981-82. And I can tell you that I was the proudest guy in the world to bring home the Dick Hedke Award for the best club in the district. You, the ones we past presidents look at today, are the future of this club. Rotary is fun, and it can be a life-changing process. May you enjoy your future service in helping this to be a better world locally and internationally as we head into our second century. Here's to Rotary.